For September 11th to order. We are going to start tonight by having invocation by Police Chaplain Steve Mead, and after that, remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Kale.
I'm going to say something real quick. Being 9/11, we saluted our fallen heroes this morning, and I want to salute the patriots this afternoon as I pray that have stepped up since 9/11 and protected us, those who volunteered and served in our great military, and all the heroes that stepped up after 9/11. Let's pray. Father, we thank you so much for the ability to come to you in prayer as we do business here with the great city of Atwater. We thank you for those councilmen and just wonderful time that you give them to serve on this great board, Father. We thank you for our city manager and our city attorney, Father, and for our mayor. We thank you for the police chief and the fire chiefs that are here, Father. We ask you to watch over those heroes that are out there serving and keeping us safe today. We ask you to watch over our police officers as they do the best they can to keep this city safe, and our firemen who make sure that we are safe from the fire dangers that are out there, Father, and protect us when we need them and save us when we need them. Father, we praise you for all things. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Okay, I want to welcome you all to our meeting this evening. We're going to have the city attorney is going to give us a report out from closed session.
Yes, good evening. Council convened in closed session, received information provided by staff and provided direction, but there was no reportable action.
Thank you. Gisela, do we have any subsequent need items?
Mayor, there are none.
Okay. I'd like to have a motion to approve the agenda as posted.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Button. Kale?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Button?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Oh, we didn't do roll call. Sorry.
Ambry's absent. Button?
Here.
Kale?
Yeah, here.
Raymond? Nelson?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Doing roll call. I skipped the roll call. Even though I have a script, I skipped it. Sorry. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with ceremonial matters. On Saturday was the Miss Atwater pageant, and so I'm going to be giving some recognition to Hallie Billings, who is our 2022 Miss Atwater, and also welcoming our 2023 Miss Atwater, Sophia Lomelli. We can do both these at the same time, I think, right? Yeah. Just sit there. I'll come down and I'll come get it.
So as I was saying, on Saturday I had the honor of being, making a few comments, I guess, at the Miss Atwater. It's a very nice pageant, and we had 3 contestants, and Sophia ended up being our new Miss Atwater. So I want to welcome her for that, and I think she'll do a great job, and I have some flowers here for you on behalf of the City Council in the City of Atwater. Okay. And then we also want to recognize Hallie for being Miss Atwater 2022. She was all over the place. She was very active in her role, even though she's still going to high school, right? And we have, on behalf of the City Council and the City of Atwater, we have this memento of our appreciation. So it says, with thanks and appreciation, we hereby honor Hallie Billings, Miss Atwater 2022. And from Esmeralda Soria, Assemblymember Esmeralda Soria's office, Joe Balla was unable to make the other day. So,
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I just wanted to recognize you for being Miss Atwater for 2022. I saw you all over the place, and we wanted to highlight your role as Miss Atwater. Next year, we'll be recognizing you. So today, this is about Hallie. And just congratulations. It's quite the achievement. And being involved in civic engagement is a great place to start in your community. And so congratulations and best to you.
My mom moment. Thank you very much. One more.
so Hallie, a few words for you, and then Sophia can have a few words.
Thank you for this opportunity. I was truly humbled to be Miss Atwater 2022. I couldn't have passed my title off to greater person, beautiful inside and out. I'm excited to announce that this October I will be running for Miss Merced County's teen within the Miss America organization, which is the largest scholarship organization for women in the nation. So I'm super excited to be joining that. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you, and I am super honored and excited to be serving our community this year. And I have a lot of great things planned for this year, and I hope I get to know each and every one of you a lot better. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to the consent calendar now.
Background information has been provided on all matters listed under the consent calendar, and these items are considered to be routine. All items under the consent calendar are normally approved by one motion. If discussion is requested on any item, that item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate action.
Okay, we have the consent calendar. Is there any council anything or make a motion to approve it?
I'll move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Okay, is there anybody in the audience that wishes to have speak on anything on the consent calendar specifically? Okay, seeing nobody come forward, we'll vote on it.
Motion by Kale, second by Raymond. Kale?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Button?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Alrighty. So now we're on to item 8, which is under public hearings. The item is to adopt a resolution amending the fiscal year 2023-2024 miscellaneous fee schedule. And Finance Director Nicholas will be leading the discussion on that, please. And I'm opening the public hearing.
me? Okay. All right. Thank you, Mayor and Council and community. This item tonight is to approve an amendment to the 23-24 miscellaneous fee schedule, and I have a brief background to bring everybody up to speed on this. At the regularly scheduled June 12th, 23 City Council meeting, the City Council adopted resolution number 3400-23, which set the City of Atwater's miscellaneous fee schedule for fiscal year 23-24 and became effective July 1st, 2023. Due to the recent transition of the franchise agreement for residential and commercial garbage, recyclable materials, and organic waste collection to Mid-Valley Disposal as of July 1st, 23, it has come to the staff's attention that additional one-time, temporary, and other services need to be approved by City Council in order to become effective so that citizens can take an opportunity of ordering those services under the franchise agreement. Mid-Valley Disposal offers many additional one-time, temporary, and other voluntary or elective services to customers that weren't part of the old sanitation franchise agreement or rate schedule. The proposed sanitation fees for adoption are located on the last 3 pages of the proposed miscellaneous fee schedule, which was included in the packet, and they are in bold and underlined for easy identification. And again, these are per occurrence and optional fees that did not need to be part of the Prop 218 process, so they can be approved on the miscellaneous fee schedule. And with that, staff's recommendation is to approve the miscellaneous fee schedule as proposed. And myself and Public Works Director Vincent are available for any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Does the council have any questions regarding this item? Well, seeing none, okay. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this item? If so, please come forward. Okay, seeing nobody come forward, I will now close the public hearing. Okay, anybody want to make a motion?
A motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Button, second by Nelson. Kale?
Yes.
Or second by Raymond.
Oh, sorry. Raymond?
Yes.
Button?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. So now we're on to item 9, which is a report and presentation from staff. Item 9 is a resolution amending the water discontinuation policy, complying with the Water Shutoff Protection Act, Senate Bill 998. Anna, you can please present your information.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Again, brief background on the item so everybody's aware of the item. The Water Shutoff Protection Act, which is known as the Act set forth, was established when Senate Bill 998, which is commonly referred to as SB 998, was enacted in 2018. The Act went into effect February 1st, 2020, and increased protection for residents and tenants associated with the discontinuation of water service due to non-payment. The Act required certain actions by all urban and community water systems with 200-plus service connections, which Atwater is, before the discontinuation of water service for non-payment can occur. One of the main requirements of the Act was the adoption of a written policy on discontinuation of water service for non-payment. The Act also prohibits the discontinuation of water service for non-payment until an account is a minimum of 60 days delinquent. The City of Atwater City Council adopted a water discontinuation policy on January 27, 2020, via resolution number 3132-20. The policy was required to contain many elements, including offering payment arrangements for customers who are unable to pay for water service within the normal payment period. Under the current adopted policy, customers are allowed to enter into a payment arrangement plan that requires 50% of the customer's past due balance to be due at the time of signing, and the remaining 50% of the balance will be amortized over a period not to exceed 6 months. After the policy was adopted in January 2020, the COVID pandemic occurred, and the Governor of California placed a moratorium through Executive Order N-42-20 on the shutoff of water services for non-payment from March 4th, 2020 until late 2021. The city has now implemented the water discontinuation policy and will be resuming shutoffs, and customers are requesting to enter into payment arrangements. Some of the accounts have accumulated high balances over the past few years, and that is taking into consideration also the arrearages payments that were provided by the California Water Board to assist customers. There's still some significant delinquent balances that were accrued between March 4th, 2020 and June 15th, 2021 and beyond. Staff is recommending an amendment to Section 4 of the payment arrangement. So at this time, what we are recommending is just a revision to to Section 4, and it would basically allow the extension of from 6 months to 12 months, and some minor associated language with that. And what this will allow us to do is provide a more workable plan for those large balances while allowing us to start effectively collecting on those past due balances. So the markup revision was included in the packet for Section 4. And that's the background on the item, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Does the council have any questions? So this is only, we're dealing with commercial rates. Yes? No?
This is for residential, and yeah, this is for just water shutoffs.
Okay. All right. Disregard what I was saying. Okay. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this item? If so, please come forward. Okay, seeing nobody come forward. Okay, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, okay. I just didn't want to go past him, you know. Okay, so any council members wish to make a motion to adopt this item?
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Button, second by Kale. Kale?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Button?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
The motion passes.
All righty. Now we're going on item 10, which is approving a budget amendment regarding American Rescue Plan Act fund and premium pay. Lori?
Thank you, Mayor. In June, our union representatives came to the council meeting and asked council to consider giving their essential workers pay for working during COVID. And so before you is a budget amendment allocating one-time premium pay for essential workers under that statewide stay-at-home order, which was issued between March of 2020 and January of 2021. So that encompasses 56 of our employees. Just also of note is in December of 21, all employees that were working for the city did receive a $1,250 essential worker premium pay at that time, and a one-time signing bonus in June of 2022 in the amount of $2,000. So at this time, we're asking for council direction on a budget amendment to approve this one-time stay-at-home essential worker pay, one-time essential worker pay for those employees that were working during the stay-at-home. And that amount is in the amount of $122,721. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Council have any questions? Okay, seeing none. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this item? If so, please come forward. Okay, nobody coming forward? We need a motion to adopt the resolution.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it. Just move it along.
Motion by Button, second by Nelson. Kale?
Yes.
Raymond?
You know, I'm happy for the workers, but I believe ARPA is supposed to be going to the residents more, so I'm a no.
Button?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right, so item 11 is approving acceptance of assistance to firefighters grant and approving a budget amendment appropriating the funds. Chief Ayuso, please give your report.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Appreciate the opportunity to address you this evening. I do have a couple of my counterparts from the City of Merced present this evening. If they have anything they'd like to say at the end of my presentation. Chief Parker and Chief Wilson, very happy to say that we worked together on this project, a very exciting project. What we're asking for tonight are two items: to approve the Assistance to Firefighters grant that we applied for as a regional grant, as well as a budget amendment to appropriate funds to pay our 10% match for that. A little background, this is for self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBAs, which are what the firefighters wear when they go into an IDLH atmosphere or hazardous atmosphere, and they are nearing the end of their lifespan. So this was much needed, that we've been looking at different opportunities, and as you are well aware, we're always trying to seek other opportunities for supplemental funding to assist us. So this was one of those cases. Do appreciate the hard work and dedication that both of these gentlemen put together on this, but we, through going through a regional grant, have a few things that benefit from that. One of those being we create consistency and redundancy with the equipment that we're running on. We plan to outfit these apparatus identical, so when we go in mutual aid requests with the City of Merced or vice versa, we're able to come in and work a lot quicker and more efficiently together. Another one is the fact that we're improving our interagency relations, and that was one of my goals in 2023, and this is something that is important to me, to create a good relationship with our counterparts. So it is a 70-30 split. The overall grant award for this was $842,858 for the two departments. Did get cut shy quite a bit from what we applied for, but that's expected. The portion for Merced City, or correction, Atwater City, is $252,685, and with a 10% match, that's $25,269, which is what we're requesting this evening. The lead agency, Merced City, was willing to bear the cost for the full grant, 10% match up front, and then we would reimburse them for our 10%. And it is something that we're proud to say. We were able to meet with a couple vendors and identify that it looks like we may get a better price point than expected, so that would open up the opportunity to buy some other equipment that would be covered under the grant and that we weren't covered initially for. So with that, if you guys have anything to say, feel free to stand up to the podium, and then we're open for questions if you have any. Thank you.
Well, good evening. My name is Derek Parker. I'm the fire chief for the Merced Fire Department. I am going to take a second to comment on the speed and efficiency of your council meeting. Congratulations. But this, Chief Ayuso is absolutely correct. This is a regional grant, and I was just asking Chief Wilson, do you remember of any time the City of Merced and the City of Atwater went together in on a regional grant? And neither of us can remember anything. And just as Chief Ayuso has a goal of interoperability and improving relations within neighboring agencies, we have that same goal. So it's exciting. SCBAs aren't really referred to as exciting, but it's exciting for us to have the opportunity to work with everybody. And through the whole process, I just want to commend the City of Atwater. You guys made this tremendously easy for us to put an MOU together and have an arrangement. So I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Casey Wilson, Battalion Chief of Administration with the City of Merced. I'd like to echo Chief Parker's comments about the council meeting. Truly is a breath of fresh air walking into this council meeting. Chief, I really covered it pretty well, so I won't go too into detail, but we want to thank you for that partnership. It truly was a smooth and simple process. Being a regional grant really increases the chances and opportunity for us to be awarded. FEMA likes to see regional grants, and so it really worked out well for both organizations. When they made this award, it was one of the largest awards that had been granted, and at that point, I think we're around $250 million that had been awarded through FEMA. So quite an accomplishment, and we're really excited for that. I've been working in this area for 20 years, and this is the first time in my 20-year career where we've had the same equipment as far as SCBAs go when we arrive on scene. So that's going to make a more efficient, safe operation on scene for our firefighters, and in turn, that's going to make us better for the community, which is what we're all here for. So thank you so much for your time. Chief Iuso, thank you so much for all your support on this grant.
And on behalf of the council, thank you for your kind comments. And it's good that we are working together, and I do like the interoperability portion of it. We need to be working together with our neighboring agencies. Does the council members have any questions? Nope. Okay. Any members of the public who wish to speak on this item? So please come forward. Okay. And with that then, need a motion to approve?
Motion to approve staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Kale. Kale?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Button?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Alrighty, we're on to item 12, which is city manager updates.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. And now we're on to comments from the public. Giselle?
At this time, any person may comment on any item which is not on the agenda. You may state your name and address for the record. However, it is not required. Action will not be taken on an item that is not on the agenda. If it requires action, it will be referred to staff and or placed on a future agenda. Please limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes.
All right. Under the Brown Act, members of the public are entitled to directly address the city council as the legislative body of the city, not to other members of the public or staff. I'm going to open public comment now. Are there any speaker cards?
Yes. Derek Parker?
Okay. Oh, good.
Well,
Usually we don't have people do speaker cards,
Yeah.
but you've been trained differently, so.
we're very well trained. So I again thank you for such a quick and efficient meeting. One of the things that we've been working on in the city of Merced and within the Merced Fire Department that may spill over as a benefit to the city of Atwater is we are taking steps towards improving the emergency medical service response. Not only are we working to have our own members go through paramedic school and have ALS first responders on the fire engines and fire truck, but we're also we purchased an ambulance, and we're taking the steps towards having Merced Fire ambulances within the system. There's a lot of work that's ahead of us, and we have a lot of things that we still need to do. However, I do want to just reach out and offer my ear and answer any questions within the community. I gave a number of business cards to Chief Iuso to pass out to council. Problem is, in this county, we have a lack of resources for advanced life support ambulances. So we can either sit back and do nothing about it and complain, not get any results, or we can take action. So we're electing to take action. We're electing to really put forward the first good step towards having the fire service in this county have transport ambulances and make sure that the citizens get what they need. We are not going to just keep these ambulances when we're down the road in the city of Merced. They will be available for many people. And so we recognize that we have a large problem within our county, and we're taking steps to address that. So if anybody in the future has any questions, Chief Iuso has a card.
I know you and I have talked about this before, and so I'm super excited to see it going forward. It's very much needed in the surrounding communities.
I totally agree. And last year when I was in Washington, I can give you information on major grants to help us do that. And I'm there to help you out and do whatever I can, and using what I have at my ability to help you. So.
Thank you.
Thank you for the information. All right, is anybody have other speaker cards? We're good, okay. Anybody else in here, that any member of the public would like to speak? Now's the time to come forward. We have a gentleman here in the back that would like to speak.
Oh, buenas tardes, mi nombre es José Piña, vivo aquí en Aguara, en la calle Almador. Entonces, hace como un mes que me pusieron el medidor de agua y ya en este mes pagué $8 más. Pero en el bill no trae si me pasé del límite de la agua o no.
Just 1 second. Can we give
He'll do it, Chris.
So Mr. Pena's here today to speak about his water bill he received regarding the new meter that was put in. He's saying that on the bill, he noticed an additional $8, and he would like to know why that additional $8 is. It doesn't specify it on the bill, so he's here to see if he can get any closure on that or any information on why he was charged an additional $8. And he wants to know if it's because he went over the meter, if he can know the limit regarding the meter. That's why he's here.
Porque, perdón, no sé si yo estoy pagando el medidor desde que lo pusieron o que yo quiero que en el bill venga, señor José, usted se pasó del límite de la agua, pero que yo lo quiero por escrito para saber cómo trabaja el medidor, para que me digan qué cosa hay en mi casa, cómo está el medidor y que me digan cuando me pase, porque nomás viene el bill a $163 que pagaba 155, pero no viene en el bill que dijera usted, señor José, se pasó del límite del agua. Entonces yo estoy consciente en eso, pero yo quiero que le pongan por escrito.
So he's not sure on why he's paying those extra $8. He wants to know if he's paying for the meter because it was installed, or just wants it kind of written out on the bill for what those extra $8 is. He wants to know if he goes over his limit on the meter reading, if it can specify that in the bill with any detail. That's his main concern regarding it.
Okay, so generally during this time, we don't get into a big discussion about things.
So normalmente en ese tiempo no estamos hablando con ellos sobre este tema o junto, pero.
Yeah, pero, yes. But my understanding, he has talked with the finance director and the public works director already.
Usted ha hablado con el director del Public Works, ¿verdad? Y una persona que está hablando hace ratito
Sí,
sobre el meter.
sí, o sea, hablé con él un poquito, pero yo quiero saber qué está pasando, es lo que quiero saber.
He said he did speak with him. He just wants to know what's going on.
Okay, so I'm going to ask both of them if they would please share their information that they gave to Mr. Pena as well, so we all know what.
Pues él va a pedir que ellos les digan qué es lo que ellos les dijeron a usted, para que todos
Que
sabemos.
díganme que si estoy pagando yo el medidor para yo saber.
Sí. Yeah, so he just wants to know why this extra $8 was, and why the meter, if he's paying for the meter, he wants to know why.
Right, well, we'll get that information now.
Ahorita él va a decir por qué.
And if he has any further questions after that, then staff can reach out to him and answer those questions.
Después que él diga lo que va a decir, si usted tiene más preguntas, ellos pueden hablar con usted privado sobre eso.
Y otra pregunta más. Todas estas personas que firmaron en la calle Almador, que está muy mal ahí la calle, ya empezaron a arreglarlas. Y me dijeron unas personas que les dijera yo aquí a ellos que muchas gracias por escucharnos.
So he has a list here of many different citizens from Almador Terrace with their addresses and names. He wanted to let you guys know that the roads are kind of bad, but they are getting fixed, and he wants to reach out and say thank you on behalf of all these people as well.
Great, thank you, we appreciate that.
So ahorita va a decir.
Okay, Justin.
Yeah, I haven't seen his bill, so I directed him. He needed to talk to finance. I imagine if there's an additional $8, it's for consumption, but I can't guarantee it. So
We can definitely follow up. We wouldn't want to get into the specifics of a confidential utility bill and somebody's usage here in an open forum. But he has been in contact with the finance department, and we can definitely reach out if you want to maybe come over and give me his correct contact phone number, and I'll have somebody from the staff reach out and go over it in specifics this week with him.
So, ellos lo que van a hacer es que no han mirado su bill de usted, pero quieren mirarlo. Van a hablar con las personas en finance donde paga el bill y para agarrarle más información sobre este tema. Y si les puede dar el número correcto a ellos de usted para que ellos puedan llamar, para hacer una cita, para hablar con usted sobre el bill, para darle sus
¿Lo quieren ahorita mi número de teléfono?
Ahorita como vamos allá, se lo damos.
And also, we're almost done.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if he wants to just wait a few minutes till we're done, then they can.
Y si ya me lo acabamos, o si quiere esperar un poquito más para hablar con ellos, podemos hablar con ellos. Y ahí sería wait.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your comments. Anybody else? Pastor Miller.
All right. Rich Miller, 334 Silva Drive here in Atwater, Pastor Victory Baptist Church, 1280 Sierra Vista Street. There's a verse in the Bible that I just wanted to share real quickly. Psalm 133:1 says, "Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity." My family and I took our second daughter, Naomi, out to Indiana almost a month ago now. We left on Monday, the 14th of August, and we got back Friday, September 1st. And on our way back from the Midwest, we stopped for a midweek Bible study in Kearney, Nebraska, found a little church there and went in, and the pastor, very tiny church. I mean, I think our family almost doubled the size of the church for the midweek service. And the pastor came around, asked where we were from, and I said, California. And he said, sorry to hear that. And I told the people of my church, I said, this November 1st, will be 14 years that my family has lived here in Atwater, coming from Ukraine doing mission work. And I have to admit, over the last 14 years, I haven't really been offended when someone would say something like that, but I can tell that God's transplanted my heart as well as my family, because when he said that, I thought, well, wait a second, every place has its own problems, right? And I love Atwater and I love California. I'm a transplant. And I am thankful that there is unity. We don't always have to agree on things. We're not always going to agree on things, but there can still be unity. With that being said, I do also want to just encourage everyone, from the council to the staff to the residents of our city, to remember that we are supposed to be working together in this city. We're supposed to be working together in this community. There's a story in John chapter number 8, some of you might be familiar with it, about Jesus and how that they brought a woman who was taken in adultery, and the Pharisees wanted to see what he would do with that situation. He stooped down on the ground and he wrote on the ground, and he told them, "He who is without sin cast the first stone." I don't think that it's wrong for us to disagree on things. I don't think that it's wrong for us to think that people should be removed from positions if they're not doing their job correctly. But I do think it's wrong for people to make things personal and to attack people. And so I just want to encourage the people of our city to be above reproach, to not call people stupid, to not bully people from behind this lectern or behind where you sit, but for us to work together. Because to me, that doesn't help us at all. Ultimately, we have to respect that we're in this together. And though we may not agree on everything that our state is doing, I know, I'll bring it to a close, I know that our state has just passed something for the state of, or for the month of August that I don't agree with. But this is still our state. This is still our city. And so let's try to be respectful and let's try to work together.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Not seeing anybody else come forward. Okay, we're going to move on to city council member reports. Mr. Kale?
Yeah, I have a couple of things. I had the pleasure of going to the ceremony this morning, and it was another awesome ceremony. Appreciate the work Ms. Fowle did, the staff did, the chief did, and everybody did to remember those who were fallen on 9/11. It was awe-inspiring. Thank everybody for coming. Really appreciate the warden and assistant warden coming out from the prison. The guys, they did a great job, even though I knew it was coming, and the gunfire, that still scared me. So thank you guys for a great event. And then Friday night is the Bloss Bowl at the high school, and I encourage all council members to show up as Atwater High School plays Buhack Colony. And I remember a time when we used to go out, all of us went out and did that, and I really enjoyed that happening, and I'd love to see everybody come out and do that. And I am not one to sit in this chair and be very political, especially when it involves national politics. State of California have to be sometimes, but I saw something today that really stirred me, and it was the apparently the energy secretary for the United States decided to prove how great electric cars are, and decided to make a trip to prove how good the cars are, and she took off and realized there's not enough power stations to get her and her electric cars down the road. So she sent her staff out in gas cars to grab electrical charging booths further ahead so she could do that. And it just proves that electrical cars are not up to what they can be or will be. And my cousin, who is, I have to say, is rather wealthy, bought an electric car. And 6 months into it, had to buy a new battery. That was 1/3 the cost of his electric car. It's just not gonna work, folks. I can't see it. Again, I'm willing to wait to make sure, because there are people say there's no way a gas-powered car can beat a horse, because there's not enough gas stations to go down the road. But we'll wait and see. That's all I have. Thank you. Okay. Oh wait, I have one more. I forgot one more thing.
Okay.
I have to. I better do this, or I'll get in trouble. I need to wish my beautiful wife a happy birthday on Sunday. So, honey, here's to you. Happy birthday. I'm not going to tell them how old you are. You're much younger than I am now.
Oh, okay. Mr. Button.
You know, a friend of mine always reminds me, if I say electric car, he always says, he's like, we need to start saying what they really are. They're battery-powered cars. They're not electric cars. So he always gives me a hard time when I talk about electric. He says they're battery-powered cars. That's what we should call them. Yeah, I think we should try to make the Bloss Bowl. I haven't made it to the football game since I've been up here, and John always does a good job of giving me a guilt trip. So I'll try to really make it this time. It's a great community event. And then I just wanted to say a quick thing about September 11th. I teach middle school, and I always try to, it's still weird to me. I teach middle school. My students weren't born when 9/11 happened, and that's still strange to me every time they tell me that. But to me, and that day means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And one thing that always seems to hit me is that for a lot of people, it was a call to action, whether it was to join the military or it was to join police force, fire department. It was definitely it struck a nerve for a lot of people to do something for others and to serve a higher calling. and to be, you know, someone that's willing to, when there's a dangerous situation going on, you're willing to step forward and go towards it and not and away from it. And I feel like that is one small, at least a positive in 9/11, is that it did reinvigorate people to see the value in that, and that the human spirit is capable of doing things for others, you know, even if it might cost you everything. So that's all I got. Thanks.
Mr. Raymond?
Yeah, I just also want to, you know, remember, you know, September 11th, 2001, but we often forget about September 11th, 2012, which was another attack on America. Even though it was in Benghazi, it was at our embassy. So we have to remember those folks as well and their sacrifices. And also we have to show our respect to the no longer here Chief Ayuso's mustache, which is quite sad. I was really enjoying that. And today's also my grandma's birthday. So I would wish my grandma a happy birthday, and I'm going to be over to your house here in a little bit. Love you.
Okay, well, ending on that note, I do want to echo everyone's sentiments about 9/11 and the ceremony today especially. I was there, and it went off very well. Thank you to the crew that pulled that off. And also the Miss Atwater pageant on Saturday, Jillian Stewart and her crew need a shout out for that. It came off very, very nicely. And with that, the meeting is adjourned.